The Green Room at Lift Vancouver is brought to you by Cloud9 Cannabis Coaching. If you have suffered from anxiety, chronic pain, or depression, like I have, you know full well how debilitating it can be. Brady Sparrow, founder of Cloud9 Coaching, specializes in microdosing cannabis to help her clients lead more balanced lives. Whether you've been using cannabis your entire adult life or just now learning about this incredible plant, Brady's simple microdosing guide will help you find the perfect balance in just 1 month. Brady is about to host her first 30-day challenge called Find Your Cloud9 in 30 Dope Days. I'm doing it and you should too. So why not go over to cloud9coaching.com and join us. Be sure to use coupon code Jackie, JACQUI, for a special Green Room discount.
What's going on, everybody? It's Les from Cannabis.Wiki. Once again, we're here at Lift&Co's 2.0.
Still sticky.
But the smell question is a question.
Well, Lift, I tried. You know what we found? We found
The berry.
We found the berry. Barry Davidson is here today with us inside the green room. We have the president of CFAM, Gerald Major.
Yeah.
And my favorite.
His favorite co-host is only co-host.
That's why I say that.
Yeah, but let's be fair. She could be everybody's.
That's like only child.
So what's happening, sir?
The list is long and undistinguished. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back. And Happy New Year.
Buddy. I love being with you guys.
Hey, I couldn't be in the same building and not.
I appreciate
sir.
that. And again,
Right.
Tell us what's exciting. What's going on? What's new?
Well, there's been a couple of sort of minor things in our realm over the last week or so. Not with 360 anymore, as I'm sure everyone's heard.
I saw it on Twitter.
On Twitter, yeah. It may have accidentally been a tweet.
Or a 5.
Or, yeah, I didn't do the retweets. I don't do bots. Don't do bots.
So now, was that a surprise to the other end? Were they surprised? 360?
I don't think so, but I think the direction of the company and how they're operating is shifting. Okay. And I know for myself and David, of course, we're in communication. We're both hanging our own shingles and doing slightly different things, but supporting each other.
Which is good.
You always talk about collaboration.
Well, and that's how we do. That's how we operate. And then we've spent all of our time, both consulting before cannabis and in the cannabis realm, building out those real relationships so that we can help people succeed. I mean, it's business, but at the end of the day, business only succeeds if the relationship's real. So it's why I love the cannabis
realm. When you
realm.
say it, it's not bullshit. Like
actions, right? Actions speak louder than words. So it's a poster or it's on the ground and you don't need to brag about it.
So what are you doing? You're not at 360?
We're so my team is going to continue to support the emerging industry, if you will, the new people stepping in.
Okay.
Big piece around compliance and regulatory support. So doing some auditing because the companies are getting smarter and recognizing that evolving landscape actually hits the back end as well, and they need some help stepping through that. So success isn't just getting the license, it's keeping it.
Keeping it,
and then that next step into what does it actually look like? I've been really impressed, and I know last time I was on we were talking about micros, and I said we don't have a big play there. What's interesting is a lot of our work now is almost more business strategy than security, and I have a lot of micros that are recognizing that the opportunity to become legal and sell outside of your local area, and I'm a firm believer that all cannabis is local, all weed's local, but if you're doing it for your family and for the business and the step forward, why would you miss that global opportunity? So we're stepping in with a lot of micros to help them around business strategy and a little bit of business risk so that they're in a position to start exporting. I mean, that magic CRA stamp, that's going to open it up, and we've talked about quality before. Where's that going to come from?
It's a bit of a game changer.
It is. And what I find interesting, and I am not the smartest short round guy in the room, but I don't think that message or that lesson has ever not been there. What I find interesting is it seems to be coming to the forefront now.
Right.
And I'm not the smartest guy out there. I'm surprised more people haven't recognized that earlier.
So we have something in common.
You're not round.
We're both not the smartest guys out there, so we're gonna dumb it down. We're gonna dumb it down a little bit. So I mean, you're consultant, you're international. I mean, if you don't have an international strategy, I mean, you may as well pack it up.
Yeah.
We learned that before, and then we transition that into advocacy.
Yes.
Right? Everything needs to be then.
Yeah.
Right. So you're helping good people get global. So what are you seeing as the 2 or 3 biggest threats right now that trickle down and hit the patients the hardest, or the consumers?
Well, so the first, and I don't think it's a trickle, and you guys are doing some amazing work there, is that we seem to have forgotten or not acknowledged and planned around the fact that the patient is the reason this industry exists. And so most of the processes, and I mean, we talked and joked about it, I'm a non-consumer, and the learning for me to understand why we're here and what the core of what the cannabis industry is delivering around that patient experience and what it brings doesn't feel like it's ever been actually applied at a business level. So that, I think, is absolutely massive when you go global, because as a Scottish capitalist, at the end of the day, if I need to make a bottom line work, I need to recognize that the patients are still going to be my biggest client base, whether it's Germany, UK, wherever.
Right.
So listen, at the end of the day, if you build it satisfactory for patients, then everyone else benefits,
and that's exactly
right? That's your gold standard.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And then just touch on imports, because when are we going to get to the levels that we actually need to actually hit disease-modifying drugs, not treating symptoms?
I think the first problem is not looking at levels, and how do we manage to push the research so that the research is out in front, and then we can deal. And I'm a pretty linear guy, again, not the smartest guy out there. I need to stay on track.
Well, you fit good with us, because I want to make you one of our experts, right? If we have a question, we call you.
People have been trying to make me an expert for a long time. And even my wife would say that's not going to happen.
Well, we're persistent. You don't know me yet.
Fiction, Barry, fiction. You are well endowed inside this industry with knowledge.
That's going to come back to haunt you off, Mike, at some point?
No. It was selective. It was selective.
I think we need to, and it's not about focus per se, because there are people doing it, but we're not marketing, communicating, advertising the fact that the research is core to allow us to change the political narrative around what's important. Right? Because the industry gets it, the successful businesses get it, and they're the ones we don't hear about. But mainstream politics, mainstream policy, mainstream medical have got to start buying in, and they're not going to do that until they're forced to through research. We're not going to educate because someone wants to. We're going to educate them because here's how it is.
Okay, we will do more on research. So far, what we're hearing is you never told us it's in the cart and you're pushing it, but you never told us what needs to be done. So start thinking that. We're going to get a bunch of people around the table and find out how to get research done.
Aren't you coming from law enforcement?
I'm a short timer, so there's my out. I only did 5.5 years.
Okay.
I'm a criminologist. I went to school, trained to be a pessimist about humanity.
Oh shit!
I just came by it naturally.
Yeah. And you're Scottish.
So I mean, most of my background is in head sciences and that kind of work. So this realm and that interaction piece and communication piece is very natural for me.
Right.
And to your point earlier, if you do it right, if it's real, it's not actually that hard to get a good story out.
Right.
And again, I go back to my capitalistic side. If it's not a good story, and I'll say it, there are some failures that should be failures because they're simply not good business. They could be good people, but they're not good business.
Right.
Well, you see it yourself. We tell good stories here with good people. Barry, where are you getting your shirt these days?
Where are you getting your shirt these days? He's just so...
Shout out to Harriet. I'm cowboy all the way.
Looking sharp.
So are you, Gerald.
I love it.
I'm trying to catch up. My two male role models.
Would you arrest me? Would you have arrested me if you saw me in the street?
Oh,
because that's what these old guys say.
No, you know what I would have done? That's probably why I didn't stay in uniform that long. You and I had a great chat. I can tell you before I went that way, I was, how would you say it in old guy speak? Intimate with the plant.
Well said.
You're the man.
So, what else can we expect in 2020?
I think that we're going to see. Well, I'll be a little brash. I think with some of us re-entering the space with no reins on or encumbrances is going to help a bunch of companies find their success. What I do caution, and I've said it for a year, is that part of the criticism we keep having is because of unrealistic expectations.
Right.
It's not going to be 2020 that this is all earth-shattering successes. It's going to be 2022, 2023, 2024.
Right. Yeah.
But what we'll see now is we're going to start seeing that we as an industry, as a global industry, actually do have a path and a landing pad that you can pick along the way to decide what you want your business to be. Because up till now, that's not clear to anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel
Wild West.
Oh, it's not even so much the Wild West. Is you're aiming for a goal. You don't succeed in business without a goal, but that goal changes every month because something else changes.
Right.
Right.
So it's not just adapting; it's trying to redefine what the goal is.
Right. That's awesome.
Yesterday we got our first ever phone number right online. Are you passing that out today?
I am, and I know who you got that number from.
There you go. Well, he was the first, man. It's
I'll tell you,
awesome being first.
One of the things I worked hard coming out on my own this week is I wanted to make sure I sent the message, and I mean it when I say it, that there's too much change already currently in the industry for people. So nothing's actually changing with me. My phone number is staying the same, so everyone's got it. I'm still B Davidson 911 or Find the Berry.
Find
Find the berry.
And what Davidson Global Advisory is out there.
Great.
Excellent.
Congratulations and good luck.
Thank
and
you.
Very hopeful
Always
for the
wish you
future.
good luck.
Thanks for having me up here.
I mean,
and
there's certain players that deserve to be here and successful. And
thanks.
You are one of them.
As a risk guy, I wanted to really give you guys a shout out because you've got me up on a semi-live show with no red button for filter.
Right.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We're working on the buttons.
Yeah.
I
We're
like
working on
that
them,
when
Barry.
you can say and talk about what you want without.
Yeah, let's be fair. You guys are nervous and check
Thanks for setting us straight, man.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You know it. Where cannabis talk is always fresh and a little bit
Sticky.
Sticky.
Keep it locked to Cannabis Wiki, the green room, and we're out.
See you guys.